I'm Dana Shultz. My wife Peggy and I live here at 160 Bell Avenue for 37 years. An expression that I use, I trust my professionals. If the fire department professionals came out and told me this is what I should do, then I trust what they say and I do it. If I just thought the slightest amount about what if I didn't do them and what if our house got damaged or burned down, it would be an understatement to say that I would consider myself to have made a serious mistake. We evacuated from the 91 Hills fire, right? And near as I can tell, that was just considered a fluke and nobody ever talked about it thereafter. When you stop and think about it, it seems there's something wrong about that. That there should have been knowledge, there should have been education, there should have been discussion so that it wasn't such a complete surprise if something else comes up again decades later. Certainly there was a big deal not that long ago when there were the wildfires down in Los Angeles. Yeah. I mean, that was a huge issue. But right around the same time also, the presentations by Chief Brannigan, locally and at the League of Women Voters. As a result of those, I ended up calling to have an inspection of our house. And that's when Captain Carlisle came out and he walked around with me, showed me the various things we should do, and I did them. The overall thing that struck me most is one of those things that I kind of knew, but he tied down, which was if a fire is coming here, it's probably coming from the east in our direction to the west, which means the part of our house that we have to protect the most is the eastern part of the house, which is the front of it. I enjoy doing yard work. Now, I also am fortunate I'm retired at this point, so I have time to do it, but I get a great deal of satisfaction being outside. And so I didn't do everything, but I did a lot of it in the front. For example, we had a huge amount of ferns and I cut that way back. I measured the 5-foot area. It was also an opportunity to do some transplanting because there were plants I didn't want to lose. An orchid that had been given to us and now has expanded huge, a hydrangea, some lilies. So I cleared out space more than 5 feet away from the house so that I could transplant those into that space. And I had my landscaper bring in some 3-inch slate chips and put them down in the 5-foot zone. So one of the things to take into consideration is that we have this section of fence next to the house in the 5-foot zone. And it's really important because there's a 12-foot drop-off on the other side. And I actually went to some contractors to look at whether I could get something metal or vinyl put here because those don't burn, but I couldn't find anything that worked. So instead, I kept this wood fence and had my handyman make 2 applications of Flamex PF2. One of the important things is if you have a foundation vent that you need to make sure that the embers can't get in there. So what I did was I had my handyman take some 16th-inch screen that I had acquired, and I actually helped him a little bit just to get it in the right size, and he screwed it into place and wham, that one was done. This awning was installed to protect the solar control equipment and battery that are sitting down there, and it is fire-resistant fabric, thicker than the typical awning fabric. If a neighbor maybe feels a little overwhelmed, isn't sure what to do, etc., the thing I would say is call the fire department. Arrange for somebody to come out, give you an inspection, talk about what is important, maybe set priorities, at least get some good input on what's the most important stuff for you to address. One of the things that actually surprised me is on 2 or 3 occasions people walking by have talked about how beautiful the front of our house is. It makes me pleased to have done it. I feel like I'm contributing to the neighborhood, feel like I'm contributing to the city. So I'd say all positives, no negatives.